The lunch break is over. It's time to go back to court. Welcome to Documenting and Exposing West Shore RCMP. This is part 22. So upon going back to court after the lunch break, I found the sheriff that witnessed Mr. Barber threatened to follow me home, and him and I had a very lengthy discussion. He indicated to me that him and some other sheriffs had another lengthy discussion with Mr. Barber. To quote the sheriff, his exact words that he said to me, and I'll never forget him saying this to me, he says, "We told him that kind of shit doesn't fly around here." So, of course, I explained to the sheriff that, if that's the way the prosecutor's going to treat me, I don't feel safe, Made it clear that the prosecutor should not be threatening to follow an unrepresented accused person's home. It's ridiculous, and he agreed with me. And so anyways, the trial continued. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that the first thing I'm going to say to the judge is I'm going to tell the judge what happened, but I'm not going to tell the judge what happened because that will probably end my day in court here and this entire proceeding. And that's not what I want. I've been waiting almost 2 years for this day in court to cross-examine Corporal Kundu-Thomsen. And no amount of threats or intimidation are going to stop me from doing that. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, pretend nothing happened, and we're going to go back and we're going to finish cross-examining Corporal Kundu-Thomsen here. So, as I'm heading back in the building, it's a little different this time than it was earlier because now I'm all by myself. No more witness. He had to go. So it's kind of odd. I'm now in the courtroom with just the court staff, the sheriffs, and the prosecutor, Mr. Barber. Absolutely nobody is watching this proceeding. And as we all came back into the courtroom after the break, Mr. Barber took the opportunity to apologize to me. He had a few things to say about how that was not appropriate, and he apologized. And it's a shame that there was no one there to witness this, because this is all off the record, and of course, there's a court order that no recording take place in the courtroom. Now you know why. Here we go, the trial continues.
And recalling the matter of Dan, Your Honor, and, witness, having previously been affirmed, I remind you you are still under that affirmation.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
I understand.
All right, Dan.
Thank you, Your Honor. We actually took a break at a perfect time because the next thing I wanted to do was play the videos in sequential order. These are the videos that the RCMP downloaded off my devices, which they seized. These are the videos that show the allegations that the police made against me and the reasons for my arrest. And what I'd like to do is play all those videos from the day of my arrest that they arrested me. And after those videos have played, I have a series of questions that I'd like to ask Corporal Kundu-Thomsen about those videos specifically.
And how is he going to see what you're talking about it? How will he see this?
I wouldn't know. Help? Need help?
Sure. Your Honor, what? It's not ideal, certainly. And, subject to comments that Dan has about it. This is what Corporal Kundu-Thomsen seized. I haven't done this before through video. But I think if Dan plays it, it will be visible to the officer.
Will I see it?
Has he seen the videos?
Your Honor.
He's seen 2 of them.
If Dan held up the laptop for the witness, you would see it on the big screen.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, just try it.
And, Madam Clerk, you said hold this laptop?
Yes. So if you start.
Okay. So there was one thing before the videos, and that's a radio communication, Corporal Kundu-Thomsen, that Corporal Baden-Jones made to you. Do you recall the radio transmissions between yourself and Corporal Baden-Jones?
I do not, my lord. I have not heard the radio transmission audio, no.
And so, do you recall whether or not Corporal Baden-Jones informed you over the radio that there was a person who claimed to be with independent media before you approached me?
I do not recall that,
okay.
My lord. And I have not reviewed the audios. I can also not see Dan. He's off screen.
It's just audio right now.
I still cannot see Dan.
Dan, can I come forward and try to help you?
Please, yeah.
So is it plugged into this right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That may not be. Is that plugged in?
Yes, they're all plugged in.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Power. Hold on.
Yeah.
Did the light come on perchance?
Should be on.
So, Corporal, this is just an audio clip of the radio transmission that Corporal Jones
it went on.
to you before you approached me?
The lady said he was with independent media, which I have no idea what that is.
Do you recall that audio, that radio transmission?
My lord, I can't make out any of that. It's very, I couldn't make anything discernible out of that from my end, unfortunately.
Try it one more time.
I apologize. The video that I'm watching of you looks almost like a VHS tape that has been taped over tape. It's very patchy in the resolution. And the audio, I can hear you, but that was. I apologize.
I'll try one more time. Here goes.
The lady said he was with independent media, which I have no idea what that is.
I can discern the words it is. At the end, that is all I could make out. I'm sorry. If you could, perhaps repeat what he said. I would be able to hear that.
What he said was, I believe he's with independent media. I don't really know what that is. That's what whoever the voice sorry.
Yeah. It did. The tail end of it did sound a little bit like Corporal Jones. But again, the audio, and your screen, all I see is a big white screen on the laptop. So if there's anything there, I can't make that out either.
My lord, I'm just going to stand. Dan is unrepresented. I think at this point I have to stand up and...
I'm going to stop the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is a fiasco.
Yeah.
I'm declaring a mistrial. I understand that Counsel, in cooperation with Dan, agreed to this all proceeding by video link, which is incredibly sensible. It clearly is not going to work.
Yes, I don't think it is, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm declaring a mistrial.
All right.
And is the JCM here today?
She is, yes.
We'll remit the matter back to the JCM to fix a date for a one-day trial.
All right.
It was initially set for 2 days.
1 day is fine.
1 day? Okay.
Well, this gentleman's evidence is relatively straightforward. As I say, about an hour's worth of evidence, I think, other than the constant stopping.
Yes, Your Honor. And I think, to be fair to Dan, the Crown will have to consider. I don't think we're going to be able to do this by video if...
You can't do it by video.
Yeah. And?
Unless you have some way to. Unless there is some... Well, and there is... You can do it, obviously. You could have everybody watch the same video, including remotely in Cornwallis. Is that where you are?
That is correct, my lord.
In Cornwallis. That's all we can. Oh. That's doable.
Yeah.
Whether the game is worth the candle I leave to the Crown.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, what an incredibly huge waste of time that was. So thanks to Robert, the bully in black, the judge of errors, BC's most dangerous judge, for kicking me out of my hearing in January, where I was going to make an application to have Corporal Kundu-Thomsen appear in person because he wouldn't be able to see or hear the videos from remotely from Ontario via video conference. I was kicked out of that hearing though, so this is exactly what I didn't want to happen, to have this get thrown out of court, to have a mistrial, to have this start all over again. We're now probably going to have to reschedule a new trial. I wonder how far away they're going to schedule this new trial. So this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. And this is what's happened. What I wanted was to get a judge's decision. I wanted to get some case law with my own name on it, and I could hold that up to the screen and say, here's my full name. Here's case law in my full name. But that's been denied. Justice has been denied. Justice delayed is justice denied. So here's a quick video we made before I left the court that day. Hello, good citizens. My name is Dan. Today is March 3rd, 2020, and today is the first day of my trial for the charge of mischief for being arrested at the West Shore RCMP detachment for filming and photographing in public. So the trial proceeded. However, the police officer that arrested me, Arun Kundu-Thomsen, has been transferred to Ontario. He was appearing by video, and we couldn't play the video evidence that I have in a manner that he would be able to see it. So the judge, Judge Malin McKim, he ordered a mistrial. So the trial has basically been canceled and has to be started over again in an entirely new proceeding. The Crown, Nicholas Barber from Nanaimo, he said that he may not be able to fly Corporal Kundu-Thomsen out to Victoria because he's been transferred to Ontario. He said that may not be viable, and this proceeding may be completely cancelled based on that. But we did have to set another trial date, which is in September 2020, which is, oh my God, 8 months away, 7 months away. And but I did speak in depth with Crown Counsel Nicholas Barber, as well as one of the other West Shore RCMP members, Staff Sergeant Greg Pask, about their concerns about the material that's on the cameras, because they may be returned soon if they do not proceed with this matter. And I had some interesting things to say about my material that I recorded, and some material that's already out on the internet and has been for a while now, that they apparently didn't know about, but whatever. So that's just a little update for today, March 3rd, 2020. This prosecution may be sunk. Currently it's sinking, but they may revive it, and it may be a ship that's going to sail after all. I guess we'll find out. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have an update sometime later in 2020. And I noticed when I was watching this video for the first time, I don't even mention the threats. It's kind of funny. This is like an update video from back in the day, but I don't even mention Mr. Barber's threats because I'm probably just so in shock from the whole day, and I'm just physically and mentally drained. So speaking of which, I want to thank you for sticking with me through this. This channel does not get a lot of attention, so I appreciate the little that I get. So I want to thank you again for sticking with me through this. And as you have heard me say before, it gets worse, right? You thinking it can't get any worse than this, right? Well, I guess that's pretty subjective, so maybe it gets worse than this, maybe it doesn't, but I think some people are going to think it gets worse than this. Maybe not everyone, but I think some people will think it does get worse than this. So it's far from over. And I'm looking forward to making videos that don't have court transcripts. It takes 4 weeks to make a video out of. So stay tuned for part 23, where I inquire about how to make a conduct complaint about all this. Can't get any worse than this, right?